Are the equity markets leading the foreign exchange markets? Well, in many ways, in terms of sentiment, yes. If you take a look at how the dollar's performed, the dollar-yen, 106.88, the dollar giving back some ground yesterday across the board. Cable, 198.09. The euro-dollar pair, well, it's still in range, isn't it? I know we talk about volatility, but 157.24, I'm going to draw your attention to this tight 7-cent range over the last few months or so. Cable's an interesting one because the Bank of England is meeting today. We've got Martin Bakalax outside the MPC meeting in just down by Bank in the City of London. 198.12 is where sterling is trading. It's got problems with inflation in the UK and a gloomy economy. It's not just a UK phenomenon, it's all over the world. South Korea's got the same kind of problems. Let's speak to Daniel So, regional economist and FX strategist at Forecast. Daniel, the problems that the MPC have got here in London are very similar to the decision-making problems that they've got with the central bankers in South Korea, haven't they? A gloomy economy, inflationary concerns. How do they deal with it in South Korea?
Yes, the central bank is unlikely to increase rate as far as I see in the coming few months because the domestic demand is set to deepen, and they will prefer to use like a selective tightening instead, where they might see more direct and immediate effect on prices, and they will monitor the price development before they decide to hike rate. As I'm aware, policymakers are quite concerned about the slowdown in growth, unlike Asia peers, where the growth are set to slow but remain robust. South Korea is actually geared for a sharp economic downturn, like IMF even forecast the GDP growth to slow to 1% in first quarter of 2009. So policymakers will not want to threaten to do an overall tightening, and that is going to dent sentiment quite significantly.
Daniel, at some point, though, the won, or at least the central bank, is going to have to hike interest rates, right?
Yes.
That might give support to the won in a way that central bank intervention that they've been doing the last few days has been giving support to the won. But the question is, how long can they continue to do this, right? Would an interest rate hike also support the won in the same way?
Yeah, it's true, but what I see is they will try to manipulate expectation in this case. Notably, they actually say something like FX policy alone cannot help to fight inflation, and South Korea has is in no position to decide the exchange rate. So that I would agree. They can't fundamentally change the level of won because they have to let the market forces decide. Like recently, there's a lot of sell down in the KOSPI, in the local stock market. But what I see is they're trying to manage the expectation, because this expectation is causing so-called the distorted level in the won as far as policymakers are concerned.
Daniel, we've got about a minute left. Could you give us a call on where you see the best action for us to invest in terms of the FX space at the moment?
Okay. Our house view will still be going long for the Aussie, and Aussie will still be supported, very well supported, while the euro will be trading in a very tight range between 1.53 to 1.59 in the coming 3 months. While I won't see any more downside in the Korean won below 980, and it's going to be fairly consolidated between 980 to 1,000.
Okay, Daniel, thanks so much for joining us today. We appreciate it.
Okay.
Daniel So, they're regional economist and forex strategist at Forecast.